Hey everyone, this is Gary, Hearts Across Australia. It's week 11, day 3. So it's a Monday today, and what I thought I'd just quickly talk about today, it's been a long day. A lot of you have asked basically how on earth you go about running and walking 5,400 kilometres across Australia. Well, the short and simple answer is that you don't. What you basically have to do is break everything down. Just break it down step by step, session by session, and really all I ever do is do a 15k or a 10k session at a time, and really operate within that kind of bubble. Obviously at times I do see what distances are left, and I do have to sit down and work on the overall framework, so I do kind of have in mind the kind of distance has been done and the kind of distances there's left to do, but really you can't focus on that on the day-to-day basis. I mean, if you just take the anatomy of a typical day, I mean, like today, this is now the final 11k session. It's been a long day today, slightly late start. We did a couple of big ones in the morning. I think it's like 14 and 12, 13 Ks. Just did one after lunch. It was a late lunch, and did about probably about 10 Ks after lunch. And now we've just got about 11. And the total for the day is going to be 55. So if I've got the actual numbers slightly wrong, then I apologise for that. But there's been phone calls from Heart Foundation, phone calls from media as we approach different towns heading into Melbourne. And so there's just all these different stresses and strains and sapping of energy in different ways. So you just have to stay focused on doing that first session in the morning. Basically get up, you have breakfast and get out there. And as you can tell, this is a busy time on the highway, so that's why I'm well away from the verge. Yeah, just basically get out there in the morning, start getting the session done. Then really just keep, have a break, have a cup of tea, see to the feet, change shoes if necessary. If it's been raining, change any wet gear to avoid blistering and chafing and discomfort. And then just get out there in the second session and basically forget about the first session, forget about what's for lunch, forget about what's coming up in the afternoon. Then if it's a lunch break, just basically try and relax a bit, have lunch, chat with the guys, maybe have a conversation about where we're stopping for the night and where we're going to stop next, where we're going to meet up next after lunch, and that kind of thing. And that's just really how it goes. I mean, this is the final session of the day. I was talking to partner running earlier and telling them that the toughest session of the day is the one just before this, and that's normally the case. It has to be said though that this final session is quite often the second toughest of the day, because you're tired, especially if it's a long one at the end. If it's just a 5k at the end just to finish off, it's not so bad. If you're talking 10k or more, you're tired, it starts getting dark, you get into rush hour traffic, and it's just really it takes that final bit of resolve and determination to get through, and that's where the passion to actually see this through, and the determination to see this through, and a desire to actually complete this little jaunt across Australia. That's where all that kicks in and becomes important. But as I couldn't tell you an awful lot about what happened in the first session this morning. I could tell you what I had for lunch, but I couldn't tell you an awful lot about conversations that were had. I couldn't tell you too much about the media conversations I've had today, but when I get to the end of all this, it's going to be a case of looking back over the blogs and the posts that have been made on Facebook, and the photos that have been taken, and they're all really sort of memory joggers for me, and I'll really get to see that overall picture right at the end of all this. Right now, I'm just focused on finishing my 10k for the day. So I know that I've got my 55 in, and then getting some dinner and getting a good night's sleep. So short answer to the question, how do you do 5,400 kilometres across a huge country like Australia, is you don't. You just basically do it 10k, 5k, 15k at a time. And on that note, just let these trucks go past. On that note, I just want to remind everybody that we're out here doing this stuff, not just as a personal challenge. We are out here, we're trying to do some good, we're trying to save lives and help change lives. And if you could just use the links to either just make a straightforward cash donation, or if you're a runner, you're a walker, or you're interested in making an active lifestyle part of your way of life, register for the Hearts Across Australia virtual fun run, run, walk, crawl, and get yourself a shirt and a medal and so on, and post your pics to the Facebook page and tag us, and I look forward to seeing all that. Anyway, like I say, I've got the rest of this session to finish. I will promptly forget about this video and just operate in my bubble of proceeding along this highway. Thanks for listening, thanks for supporting, thanks for all your kind words, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Cheers now.